God bless America, my home sweet home. All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Georgia State Capitol and this wonderful opportunity to fight back and fight the good fight against what we know is destructive, is harmful, is dangerous, and is decidedly un-America. And I am so proud to be part of DocsForPatientCare.org, an organization that sprung up from doctors who finally decided to take a stand and fight back and to fight against Obamacare and fight against the Democrats' version and vision of health care reform.
I put this white coat on in 1985, and with it came what I considered a sacred oath. And with that oath, I said that I would advocate for my patients. Never did I imagine that it would bring me to a political rally. Never did I imagine that I would feel that I had to fight my own government for my patients. But here we are. I have about 4,000 patients, and about 90% of them do not want government-run health care. I want you to know the AMA does not represent me. I am for legal reform, and the government cannot take better care of my patients than I can with my 17 years of education. Thank you.
The federal government wants to be my boss and decide who I can see, how many people I must see, where I can see them, how often, and more importantly, what I can do. They will decide what tests I can order, what surgeries I can do, and what medicines I can prescribe. This will be very bad for my patients. They will suffer when they have to wait 6 months to see me if, in fact, it's me that they're seeing or not a physician extender. They will suffer when they have to wait a year or more for an operation, provided that it is approved by a faceless National Health Board, which is already in place, having been formed under the stimulus package. It now awaits activation like a sleeper cell once a health care reform bill is passed. Patients will suffer when there are too doctors to take care of them and too few nurses and office staff to give them the high level of medical services that they've come to expect. We can't let this happen. I will not practice in a system such as the one that President Obama and the Democrats in Congress envision, and I'm not alone. 45% of my colleagues will do the same, according to Investors Business Daily. And this has nothing to do with money. It's everything to do with the government telling me what I must do and things that are inconsistent with the Hippocratic oath that I took when I graduated from medical school. President Obama has no problem asking us to ignore the first tenet of that oath, which is to do no harm. They want us to tell women under age 50 that they no longer can have mammograms, or women under age 21 that they can't have pap smears. And this is only the beginning. It's a window into the future of Obamacare. In Alberta, Canada, you cannot get a screening colonoscopy, and that will happen here. Screening men for prostate cancer will be the next to go. That's guaranteed. And I want to tell you that part of me here is to protect my rights as a patient. This rationing business is personal to me. My father died of colon cancer at age 62, so I get screened every 2 years. But I'm also a cancer survivor. I'm 3 years out from a radical prostatectomy and doing quite well, thank you.
My patients are frightened. They come to me and they say, "Doctor," they don't even know how deeply I'm involved in all of this, and they'll say, "Doctor, what do you think about this? I'm scared." And I see it in their eyes. I see the fear in their eyes about what's going to happen to their ability to see their doctor. We all know that third-party payers have too much control over our medical care now. That's not the question. And we all know that this system needs to be reformed. But the only way to fix it is to bring control back where it belongs, in the hands of the patient, with their physician serving as their trusted advisor. The bills under consideration in Congress right now do exactly the opposite by giving the federal government more control. It's taking us exactly the wrong direction from where we need to be headed. Last month, the Medical Association of Georgia held its annual meeting in Savannah, and physicians from every corner of our state came to voice their opinion on this issue. I want you to know that 79% of the physicians said no to a public option as defined in the bills in Congress. And 72% of physicians said no to an individual mandate to purchase insurance. And I want you to know that that is the single fastest way to put the government in control of all health care dollars. As soon as the government tells you that you have to buy insurance, they're going to tell you what that insurance must look like. And it will be a very short time before they tell your doctor they must take that insurance. This is not what we need, folks. This is going to give the federal government instant control of all health care dollars.
Medicare and Medicaid are bankrupt. I don't understand why we have to talk about anything else. They are bankrupt. In a few short years, there are going to be fewer people paying into the system than drawing benefits, and the Ponzi scheme is going to come crashing down. We really need to be working on restoring that system so that the seniors who've been paying into it their whole life and are counting on this will have something there for them when it comes. But instead, what we're seeing with my children's lives and with the lives of my family members and of my patients is politics as usual. We got $100 million payoffs going on to buy votes. The wheeling and dealing in back rooms, the making up of bills in the dark of night, and then springing them on us with lightning speed with nobody having a chance to read it. Well, I got a message for the people in Congress. We're watching you. You are not going to be able to pass this thing and go back to your lives. People like me and the members of Docs for Patient Care are going to make sure that every single American citizen knows exactly what's been done to them, and they are going to be held to account when election time comes. And the last thing I'll say is it's not just enough to say that you agree with me. The time has come for each and every one of us to stand up. You got to call your senators. You have to engage people. You have to talk to your patients. You have to make everybody understand how grave the situation is. If this system goes through, my daughters will never have an opportunity to climb themselves out from under it, and I, for one, will not allow that to happen.
We as physicians greatly desired much-needed health care reform. However, we are standing here together to proclaim that we as practicing physicians must have an active role in achieving that health care reform. Let it not be said of us that we allowed freedoms to be stripped away from our hands under our watch. Let us together stand for responsible health care reform that is honoring to our profession and equally honoring to the patients who are entrusted into our care and in whom we seek to serve. Thank you, Atlanta.
Let me ask you a question. Do you want socialized medicine? Right. Guess what? They don't care. You're going to get it anyway. Do you want a government bureaucrat telling you how to take care of your patients? They don't care. You're going to get that anyway. Do you want the government rationing health care? Help me out. They don't care. That's right. Do you want the government to decide who lives and who dies? They don't care. Right. Do you want to burden your children and your grandchildren with crushing debt? No. They don't care. Do you want the American taxpayers to foot the bill for illegal immigrants? They don't care. Right, and the truth is they don't care. They don't care what you want, and they don't care what you think. They are ideologues who believe that the government is the answer to every problem. They're party politicians who are driven by the far left in defiance of common sense.
One of my favorite shirts is being worn by somebody in the front row that says, "I love my country, it's the government I'm afraid of." That fits, but I'm sure not afraid of a crowd like this. What an honor it has been to spend a Saturday afternoon with you. From all of us at docsforpatientcare.org and the Mike Gallagher Show, thank you for taking time out of your day to be here. God bless Atlanta, God bless Georgia, God bless you, and God bless America. Thanks, everybody.